Hey guys, this is Michelle Fixit. Today is June the 14th, 2023. I'm gonna start making like videos about everything, and like this is silly for me, but I'm going to do it. I'm gonna make a video on how to pump gas because maybe somebody doesn't know how to pump gas, and maybe like somebody forgot to teach him that. First step is courteousness of gas, pumping gas. So, given that the vehicle ahead of me just left and I have not started getting my gas, I just turned my vehicle on to scooch it up. That's it. All right, so we're gonna get gas with no personally identified information so my husband Cat doesn't get mad at me. I'm gonna put you guys on the selfie stick because, like, you know, I'm just odd. Anyways, so selfie stick is a go. We are in the Trailblazer today, right now. We were in the Transformer earlier, and then, yeah, I got stuff at the store, and then I completely forgot that I was at a quarter of a tank of gas, and, yeah. So, I did not see anywhere where the gas should be leaking from, so therefore I am confused. So, I'm going to put gas in my Trailblazer, and then I'm going to put my Lucas stuff in there because I'm special. And so, here you go. This is what when you go to get gas. You're like, okay, what is all this stuff? So if you have a diesel truck, then like you put diesel in it. But if you don't have a diesel truck or car, because they do make cars and SUVs and everything, these are the regular options. They all vary, and for some reason mid-grade, and like I had to take my tire off, so my hands are dirty. So we have regular, we have mid-grade, we have super, 87% minimum octane rating, we have 89, we have 93, lots of questions, lots of confusion. So this gas tank does not care because this vehicle was not made for ethanol, and so like the Transformer, she does care, and she'll say like minimum whatever thing, and that's what you have to use. Some vehicles that are like super special and fancy will want other stuff. Like now we have a VW pulling up, they're probably gonna think I'm crazy. But yeah, so you know, that's your first step. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your card and flip yourself around because, you know, personally identifying information and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put you guys on top of the gas tank. There we go. And let me get my card that you guys can't see, that I can see, but you can't see. And you're going to put it in. You're going to look at the little strippy thing. And you're going to say, oh, which way does it go? And then it gives you directions of remove quickly. And it's going to tell you that it's processing and ask if it's a debit card or not. And this is not a debit card, it's a credit card, so I say no. It's going to ask for your zip code. And you're going to hit enter. And yeah, somebody out there might be able to like know what the little hinting things are. I do not have a reward. Actually, I do have a rewards program. You know what? So I'm gonna put yes, because I haven't done that before. And I put my phone number in. Interesting. So I could save 11 cents if I verify my phone number. So I'm gonna say yes. 11 cents per gallon. And it wants me to check my phone, which is the phone that's not working. And we're gonna hit cancel because I still haven't been to the shop to fix it. So we're gonna lift our nozzle, you just pick it up, that's it. And then you're going to just stick it in. That's it, bam, and you're gonna knock your little thing off. So that's in there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to select your grade, which I just get regular because I do additives. Oh, thank you. And then you're going to use a little clicker guy. That's it. So there's a clicker guy right here. So you have one divot right here, and then you have another divot right here. I'm going to make it where you guys can see. And so you can use the clicker guy, and then you can stay here. And there are warnings. There are warnings about pumping and pumping into certain things, and like this is evidently going to be a super slow gas pumping thing. And so basically, when you're pumping your gas, you don't want to get in and out of the vehicle because you can actually have static happen. So you could ignite if you have like, you know, fumes or vapor or anything like that, because vapor is actually highly combustible. So that's why they do have all this stuff. It's like, by order of the fire marshal, do not leave pump unattended. Contains ethanol. That's the stuff I was talking about. So like the Trailblazer was not designed to have ethanol. Ethanol is like stuff from corn. I know somebody out there's like, it's more than that. Okay, well, this is very snippets of information. So if you have an older vehicle, like a super, super older vehicle, because it's very caustic to rubber components or vehicles that were not designed for that, then it would be in your best interest to try to find a non-ethanol gas station, and you will pay significantly more for your fuel, but then you won't have a breakdown of your fuel components and with that caustic activity. So that's my little tidbits of how to pump gas. I'm going to wait till I am fully pumped up. Yeah, I thought it was funny. And so from a standpoint of someone that's had to replace the purge valve things, or the purge little popper guys, there's one in the back and the front of the gas tank. And so basically, you know, those people that are like, oh, I have to like round it up and make it where it's exactly an even number. I used to be one of those people until I popped one of my little guys, and then I had gas go all over the place, and then I freaked out, and then I found out that was really dumb. So once your vehicle is full, if you're putting a whole, you know, full tank in it and it stops, it clicks, don't keep pushing it, because those guys are designed for gas vapor. They're not designed for fluids, and you will prematurely wear them out, and they are very obnoxious to change out, because I had to do one and then another one. So we're currently at $47, $48. We're waiting. This is a 22-gallon tank. We were at a quarter of a tank of gas, and we'll see how much longer. Right now we're at 14.5 gallons. There's no way to make it go faster. Like, I can squeeze it, but it's not really going to impact it that much, because this is just a really, really slow pump. So somebody out there is going to see this video and be like, why is this woman pumping gas for like 10 minutes? But it's because, like all things, you guys are going to get additional random tidbits of information, and you'll be a little bit smarter for it. And, you know, if you stick around and you watch the next video, hopefully that is me changing out or fixing the gas cap. Not the gas cap, the gas tank. Oh, which brings me to another video that I can do on pumping gas, and then I'd be breaking my own rules, is that I will do a video on how to use OBDX reader. So now, we're full. I'm tapping along. You guys can't see. You guys do, like, impact my life a smidge. That's so we're not, like, dropping fuel all over the place, because fuel is expensive. And the nice gentleman over there gave us a check. So the other thing that a lot of people don't know is you want to, like, click it a bunch. Because sometimes, if you don't click it a bunch, you'll end up shooting a code, and it's an EVAP code, and that code is specifically for having issues with your gas cap, because you were in such a hurry to just like pursue it, and you're like, oh, I'll just click it like just a second, and then your vehicle's like, hey, no, I have like an EVAP pressure leak, help me, and then that's what it is. So like, my Trailblazer is notorious for being really grumpy if I don't do that, if I don't click it like 6 or 7 times, and then it becomes a problem. Also, get in the habit of always just looking where your fuel is, where your gas cap is. There's a little nifty arrow that's on the speedometer cluster where it points an arrow in which direction is the right direction. Because I have known 3 people to have been in such a hurry that they pumped their gas, they got back in their vehicle, and they left with the thing attached. And like, that's a misdemeanor in most states, and you can get in trouble. And you can't just use the excuse of like, oopsies, didn't mean it, because they're going to charge you monies, and or you might end up having like a criminal issue with that. So just, you know, be smart and check your stuff. And then as soon as I get to a stop, which will be in a moment, I will show you the little directional arrow, even though everyone is pretty much talking about the directional arrow. They weren't honking at me. I don't know why they honked. I'm gonna flip you guys. Now I'm at a complete stop. And you see this arrow? That's the side that this particular vehicle has it on. And look at those, check those miles. She's got a lot of miles. And I'm just sitting here because I don't have an illuminated green arrow. I have an illuminated green arrow, or just a green light. But because I can't see through the Ford F-250 that's got like a custom bed on it, I am not going to go, because I know that there's a car coming up. I know that after the truck there's not going to be visibility. And so like sometimes, and I have no one behind me to be annoyed, but sometimes up here people get really grumpy And they do stupid stuff. Like they'll honk their horn because they want you to make bad decisions or quick decisions so that you can get in a car accident. And like me, I typically have children with me. Plus, I value my life. And so I kind of refuse to just drive like a dum-dum and put my life in jeopardy, because if Mr. Dum-Dum behind me is having that much of an emergency, he can go around me. He can jeopardize his life, or if he's just having like some type of mental health issue or physical health issue, then he can do whatever he thinks is in his best interest. But I'm not going to take chances with my life or with my children's lives. And yes, that obnoxious little clicky, 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 clicky is because I still haven't had a chance to fix the wires for the right turn signal. And not technically breaking the law, because the Trailblazer does have 2 lights in the front, because Chevrolet, excuse me, was great, and they thought about like the fact that like maybe one of those guys would go out. Or maybe that was like one engineer seeing another engineer's stuff and be like, you know what, at some point that's going to sever and like we need a backup for that. I don't know what the process was. I'm sure somebody knows more than I do about it. But basically my turn signal still works unless I am in a complete stop, and then it just like, it says no, it's not going to work. It's not going to eliminate. But I do still technically have one turn signal going on. And I guess if push came to shove, I do remember hand signals, even though other people don't. So yeah, it is what it is. But basically that was your tutorial on how to pump gas. And you know, if you guys need more videos of like basic things, and I will not be condescending, I will not be mean about it. These are just like, these are mom things or dad things, and I have no problem being that for you guys. You just have to understand that like I'm also not going to jeopardize my safety for video content. So you guys will see like my hand, but I am going to be just driving and waiting until I get back from the gas station to turn you guys off. So this is going to be like a 15-minute video of how to pump gas, but you guys did get additional information. Some vehicles also do have it where instead of it just being like the pull one, like mine is just a pull one, so there's a little outward divot, and so you just pop it out and then boom, there's your gas, or your gas cap rather. Some of them have it where the gas cap is attached by a little string. Mine's supposed to be that way, but right now that's an aftermarket one that didn't come with the little puncher guy, and so I have to like fix that. And then some of them, like the transformer, there's no little lever. Like there's a lever on some of them that's on the floorboard on the left-hand side, and it'll just be this little guide that you grip, and you have to pull it up in order to do the gas cap, or do the gas cap door. And then the transformer is the last grouping of it, where she has it where you have to just push it. So there's no little door thing, you just push it and it pops out. So those are the 3 different ones that I've seen. There's also the Heidi ones, which aren't as common anymore, but like if you're in an old Caprice or an Impala, I think anything prior to, I think the 93, yeah, even the 93 had it where it was behind the tag. So if you can't find, if you are a silly goose like me, when I first got my 93 Bubble Caprice, I completely forgot that my 85 box Chevy Caprice had the same setup where it was behind the tag. So I went to get gas in it the first day, pulled on the left side, nothing was there. Pulled on the right side, nothing was there. Stomped around the vehicle, was like, am I this stupid? And then and then I was like, wait a second, maybe it's like the other Caprice. And then I like pulled the tag because you can't tell, and then boom, there's a gas can, or a gas cap. And so that was like a goofball moment for me. So they do hide them under tags, but those are for like typically older vehicles. And then the last thing is the Jeep, like the 1980 CJ7 Jeep, and some of the other Jeeps too, like the YJs and the TJs. I don't know if they're still doing it with the other Jeeps. The tag is kicked over to the left-hand side for whatever reason, and the gas cap is under there. So those are all your like random gas cap places. Oh, also, if you have like a Ford, or I think Chevy did it too for a little while, sometimes on the old versions of those trucks, they have the gas tank either under the vehicle or behind like the back seat. And so then they have like a gas can or a gas cap that's like inside the vehicle or on the exterior of the vehicle. So those are all the gas cap things that I can think of off the top of my head. But it's a very interesting little situation. So that's my tidbits. I hope that was informative for you guys. And currently my check engine or my service engine soon light is on. And I thought that it was because of the EVAP thing. And I did all the stuff and then I couldn't figure it out. And now I'm at a point where like my emissions are going to be so overdue that they won't let me do my registration for the Trailblazer. And so if I can't figure out how to like make the Trailblazer be a good girl and not have an EVAP leak, because I've literally changed the gas cap like 4 times and I just put gas in her just to see if there's any like leaking fuel. And I'm hoping that with all these like up and down hill things that if it's jostled around a bit, it'll show me where the leak is so that I can like get my emissions done. Because what I'm going to do is I have an OBDX reader for every vehicle inside the glove box, because that's the kind of cuckoo mommy of the vehicles that I am. Even husband cat's truck has one, because they're like 20 bucks on Amazon. And if you guys need like a link for the ones that I use, then like I'll give it to you if you care. And if you want to have a fancy cat one, then you can get a fancy cat one and pay the fancy cat money for it, because I do have a fancy cat one. But the ones that are just in the trucks in the Transformer, those are just regular ones. And all the vehicles have a OBDX port, and they all have a OBDX reader, except for the Transformer, because not the Transformer, the Jeep, because she was not part of that circa of communication. So I have to just like know what's wrong with her, because she's a special cat. And I have to make sure that husband cat has baby. Where's baby? Oh, there's baby. There's husband cat. And if you have children, always look before you pull into a driveway. I know that's not gas conversation on how to pump, but that's just like paying attention to your surroundings. Because you would never forgive yourself if you ran over your child. Or your dog. Like your dog attacks your Trailblazer because she's like, it's mommy, but mommy's vehicle could smush me. Alright, so people are going to be so confused because this video is going to be titled as like how to pump gas. And it's rather long. Now you guys are securely on the steering wheel. And we're going to just wait for this to be done while I get my OBDX reader, and I'll show you guys how to get rid of the thing. No, where is it? There it is. See? Proof it exists. I have one in every vehicle except for the Jeepy Jeep.